I just got the Coros Apex in the mail, shipped to me from REI, and I'm really excited. It comes in a box, and here it is. I am going to unpack it and then charge it, and gonna see how it is. Gonna try it out in the run. Gonna start off with my Garmin just to check out the distance and the heart rate, to see how does it compare to the Garmin, because I'm so used to the Garmin heart rate and the distance that it seems like it works really well. And I'm gonna check out this Coros Apex to see, you know, how accurate it is, because there's a lot of reviews out there that are very good, and I just have to try it for myself. This is the charger, and this is the watch, and here it is. So this is to go in here. Now my current go-to GPS watch is the Garmin 920xt, and I bought this 4 years ago. I started running a lot, and I wanted to invest in a really good watch for road marathon training, because I started doing marathon and I really like it. It's one of the rates that I didn't dial down, because I was trying to run a sub 3 hours, and I tried first few times. I was really close to it, and I just want to had a watch that I can actually rely on the timing with the heart rate and the distance. And this one was a really good one, and I was thinking about doing triathlon as well, just a sprint just to try out, but never haven't done it yet. And but I still use the watch for all of my running, and it's been doing really well. So I loved it. I had it for 4 years, and it still works well right now. All I had to do was buy a new strap when the strap was bad, and Garmin did really good with the customer service. You know, I replaced one, and then the one that I bought like broke for some reason. It didn't work for, you know, I only had it for like 7 or 8 months, and I called them and I told them, and they checked on the firmware and everything and showed them the receipt and everything, and they actually sent me a brand new one. So I still have to watch, which is this 920xt, still using it with the heart rate monitor. Really good for training, because it's really accurate, that I feel, with the heart rate zones that I'm running in. And really the only reason why I am getting another watch is because this watch doesn't last but more than 14 hours or 16 hours, the battery. And I start doing ultra marathons, and this I didn't buy this for ultra marathon, so it's not the watch's fault. It's pretty much, it wasn't built for it, and it was like 5 or 6 years old since it was built, even though I got it, you know, 4 years ago. It's kind of a little old, so maybe when it's brand new it had more juice in it, maybe 18 or 20 hours, but my marathons go over 20 hours, so this is not going to do for the battery. And right now I'm kind of used to it, and I knew that it doesn't last, so I prepare my cell phones to switch out. When this is done, I'll use the cell phone Strava for like a few hours, or up to like 15-20 miles, just like the back 9. And then once this is fully charged, then I will change it back. Now it's kind of a hassle to change it in and out during the race, so that's one of the reasons why I bought the Coros Apex, the 46mm, just to try out the battery for my next ultra, which is a cloud splitter, and the cutoff time is 40 hours. Well, I hope I get done much sooner than that, but I never know what an ultra is gonna be like. So I want to make sure I get the one that actually lasts for a while, and this has really good ratings. The 42mm, I think it has up to 24-25 hours on the GPS. And for this one, it is 35 hours on the GPS, and I think that's plenty of time. I hope so, crossing my fingers. So right now it is doing an update. So Coros is a smaller company compared to the Garmin, so they have a lot of updates a lot quicker and sooner that's releasing. And I heard about it that, you know, they have a lot more firmware updates when you get them, and they produce it a lot quicker to release. Now I work in a software company, and when we were really small, we get changes out the door like that pretty quickly. But now as the company got really big, it takes a lot of management and a lot of decisions, and it does take longer time to release a product or an update when there are more people in the company, or when the company's really big. They probably get big soon, but now they're still like a smaller, so they can move a lot faster in developing and releasing. So you will see new updates a lot faster comparing to the Garmin. So I'm very excited about this watch. I hope the reviews online on YouTube is right about the battery, about the GPS, and about the heart rate, that it does measure pretty well. I'm gonna take it for a run tomorrow and just check it out to see how it is, because this would be my go-to watch for ultra races, and I might wear it on my normal running as well, because it looks pretty slick. It doesn't look like a training watch like this. It looks like a watch that you can actually wear even during the day if you need to. I don't really wear watches. I just wear it just for training, especially when I go to the mountains or running on the road. But it looks pretty slick. Okay, so next day's morning, and I got both the GPS on, so I'm gonna be wearing them, and then this one, the Garmin 920xt, I'm gonna wear it with the heart rate monitor and really check it out to see how close the measurement is today. Okay, so I'm gonna wear one of the Coros on the left arm and then the Garmin on the right. I was gonna try to put them on the same arm, but it's really difficult to have them one beside each other because it's gonna run into each other. Okay, I just started, and just off the bat, they both look the same because I just started. We just passed the first mile. The first mile was accurate reading on both. They both beep at the same time. So far, the only difference I see in the first mile is the heart rate. Earlier on, the Coros had a lower heart rate, but after a mile it has a higher heart rate, off by about 10 lower, and then now it's about 10 higher than the Garmin. Just past mile 2, and they're both right on the spot. The heart rate is a big difference now. Garmin is like 140 and the Coros is 170. Now the Garmin is a chest strap, which is more accurate for sure, but I'm not sure that I put on my watch on the wrist correctly or not, because I never used a heart rate monitor on the heart rate monitor on the wrist. I assume that's correct. So 170 and 140 is about 30 beats different, which is a lot. Just past 3 miles and they're both on the dot again. My heart rate is a lot closer now, and the Coros and the Garmin is off by about 1 to 4, and it took like 2.5 miles to get there. So you can see it's 145, and here it says 149. So right now it's off by 4, but earlier I saw I was off by like 1 or 2 a few minutes ago. Just running by the school here to use this opportunity before, when no one went to school, to pave all these parking lots, which looks pretty nice. Just past 4 miles and it were off by only 0.01. So both of them were very, very accurate. Well, I don't know which one's accurate. I would think they both are because they're about the same. The heart rate is only off by 2 now, or 3. Like I said earlier, fluctuating between 1 and 5, but not off by more than 5 so far now after 2.5 miles. Now I'm just wondering, is it because, I'm just wondering, is it more accurate now or close to the same reading? It's because I'm starting to sweat a little bit, and maybe the sensor is picking up a lot more than earlier on when I was kind of cold and just starting off. Just past mile 6, and I noticed mile 5 and 6, it was still the same, only off by a total distance of 0.01. So it's about really the same on both the watches. The heart rate, it was up and down between 1 and 2 the whole time. Sometimes I glance down there and it's off by 3 or 4. All right, another update. Just reached 8 miles on the Coros, and the Garmin had it at 7.97, probably really close to 7.98, so off by about 0.02 or 0.025. So for 8 miles, they're very close to each other. The heart rate is still in sync now, off by about 2 or 3 beats throughout, and that's one on the watch. Well, I mean, one on the wrist, which is the Coros, and the Garmin is the chest strap, which is right here. Just got done running 10.11 miles. I always try to do 0.01 extra. It's because sometimes when it uploads to Strava, it's short by like 0.01 and you get like 9.99 miles or something. And so I try to always run a little bit extra. But really my first impression of the Coros and comparing to the Garmin, the distance wise is pretty much spot on, exactly the same. The heart rate is a little bit off earlier in the beginning, but after 2.5 miles in, it's pretty much almost exactly the same. It fluctuates between 1 to 5, so it's not a big difference for me. So I can see me wearing this watch to really measure my heart rate training. So far, I actually really like it. I think the basic of it, the basic of what you need to run, I didn't really use a lot of the what's displaying in the gig. One time I actually tried to look at another menu just to check on other statistics, and I accidentally stopped the Coros, and I stopped the Garmin at the same time, so you know they can just match up when I start both of them up. And it took me a while to figure out how to use it, but that's just like logistics of the mechanics of how to use it. I'm not used to the Coros how it is. You have to turn it to unlock it, and then you would turn it again to go to different screens, and I just wasn't used to it, so I messed up there. But you know, you just learn how to use a new tool, and yeah, it works so fine, really well. I like it so far. Gonna try it on other runs, like, you know, up in the trail. I'm going to a trail tomorrow, so probably gonna use both of them on the trail tomorrow. It's just to see, you know, how off they are compared to each other. But like I said, the main goal of this Coros that I bought is for the battery life, and I don't really know it until I use it in a race that is more than 24 hours, which is going to be the Cloud Splitter 100. I think 2 weeks from this week. So next week is the Halloween Hobble. I'm going to go volunteer up there, and then the week after that is the Cloud Splitter in Northern Virginia. Now, one of the reasons why I really like the Garmin, but I didn't look at it to get the newer one, is because they were just really expensive. They were up there like $600-700, and I just need something for the battery life itself. And I look at this one, and I saw a lot of review on it, and I got this one, this Coros Apex 66mm for $350, which is almost half the price of the watch I was going to get. And like I said, the only reason why I got the Coros Apex is for the battery. So when I use it for ultra, because this one won't last in an ultra that is more than 20 hours or so. But that's my run for today, and there is my Coros Apex 46mm first impression on the first run. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a lot more comments on it later when I do all my other session runs and other training runs. I hope your running training going well. Stay safety and stay fit.